There are times that have a profound impact, in which the universe appears to finally acknowledge its audience and proclaim, "This is the moment you've been waiting for." These instances are unlike ordinary concert announcements. Luke Bryan's return to the state of Georgia as a co-headliner at Sanford Stadium, which is located on the campus of the University of Georgia, is exactly that moment, a homecoming that is steeped in nostalgia, adrenaline, and the electrifying atmosphere of the contemporary period of country music. To admirers who have been with Bryan since he first started writing songs in Nashville and have witnessed his rise to superstardom, the announcement is reminiscent of the completion of a complete circle. In and of itself, Sanford Stadium is a famous place, a football cathedral, and a monument that has been carved into the identity of the state. However, it has now transformed into something quite different, a venue that is prepared to accommodate the tens of thousands of voices that are about to rise in unison as one of the most esteemed sons of Georgia walks onto the platform. And the fact that there is the promise of a co-headlined roster only serves to strengthen the feeling that this evening will go down in history as one of those rare occasions that people will be talking about years from now. The kind that still gives you goosebumps because you were fortunate enough to be present for it. When it comes to Luke Bryan, this show is more significant than just another date on a tour schedule. It is a metaphorical return to the earth, the place where everything started. He was a little child growing up in the state of Georgia, spending time in his bedroom penning songs and imagining that he would one day achieve great success, long before he became a musician who dominated the charts. While he was growing up in Leesburg, he developed an identity that was anchored in the authenticity of the South. This identity included farm life, hard work, family, church seats, and the type of close-knit community that has an influence on a person far before they ever achieve renown. That fundamental upbringing is the origin of every achievement that he has made in his career, whether it be a stadium tour, an award ceremony, or a #1 single on the charts. By walking into Sanford Stadium, you complete the circle that these origins have created. It is the realization of a dream that goes beyond the limits of what is imaginable. In addition, Bryan is placed among the select group of musicians that not only take the stage on a national level, but also come back to pay homage to the areas that were crucial in their development. The thrill is heightened by the anticipation surrounding the identity of the person who will join Bryan on stage. It is not taken lightly when a co-headlining position becomes available at a venue of such a large scale. This cooperation is an indication of the significance of the event, which involves two of the most powerful players in the industry coming together to create a night that will be unforgettable. Regardless of whether the lineup has a tendency to lean more toward country, crossover pop, rock influences, or a combination of all three, the chemistry between the two headliners ensures that there will be a dynamic, genre-bending performance that is unlike anything that the spectators have experienced before at the famous stadium. The announcement sparked a wave of euphoria among members of the University of Georgia community that spread like wildfire behind the scenes. Students, alumni, and members of the Athens community are all cognizant of the significant responsibility that comes with organizing an event on this magnitude. Concerts held at Sanford Stadium are not often, and when they do occur, they give rise to the type of stories that eventually become part of the campus's legend. The contagiousness of the spirit is reflected in the pride of the generations, the pride of the hometown, and the flourishing musical culture that extends from Atlanta to even the smallest communities in the state of Georgia. Performing in Athens is an emotionally charged experience for Bryan. Georgia has had a significant impact on his artistic work. This effect has been evident in a variety of ways, such as his preference for storytelling through lyrics, his warm Southern accent, and his tendency to emphasize the toughness and simplicity of living in the countryside. The fact that fans are able to experience a sense of connection with him in a manner that goes beyond the standard limits between celebrities and their audiences is only one of the advantages of his return to the state. It transforms into a shared experience, giving the impression to everyone who is a part of the audience that they have been on a journey that brought him to this point. In addition, the achievement has been met with a jubilant attitude. For many years, Bryan has been reinventing the appearance of a modern country music performer. He successfully combines a fun-loving personality with genuine performances, and he seamlessly transitions from emotionally intense ballads to stadium anthems. Bright lighting, broad stages, surprising shocks, and a degree of showmanship that can compete with some of the most well-known musicians in the music industry are all characteristics of his concerts, which are famous for their high-energy production. When you combine that with the larger-than-life atmosphere that Sanford Stadium provides, the night almost ensures that there will be an explosion of emotion, sound, and unadulterated enjoyment. Nostalgic feelings become incorporated into the anticipation as supporters make educated guesses about the songs that will be performed. Do you think that Bryan will start off with a rousing anthem that will have the crowd on its feet, such as "That's My Kind of Night"? Is it possible that he will draw from the emotional depth of "Drink a Beer" and allow the stadium to descend into a state of communal introspection? Or maybe he would reintroduce songs that were previously well-liked during the early stages of his career, songs that brought him to the attention of the public for the very first time and garnered him a devoted following of admirers long before his name was known to the general public. The opportunities that present themselves provide an exhilarating feeling of expectancy, particularly when considering that stadium shows frequently include unique moments that have been specifically designed to match the importance of the location. Bryan will not only be looking out across a vast expanse of enthusiastic supporters when he takes his position on the Sanford stage. He will be standing in front of the state where he grew up, his memories, and the reverberations of everything that contributed to the formation of the person that he is at the present time. Even the most seasoned artists find themselves with the opportunity to witness this sort of full-circle moment on such a grand scale only very infrequently. That emotional burden is beyond measure as far as he is concerned. There is a great deal more going on in Athens than just the celebration of its university. The businesses, restaurants, hotels, and music enthusiasts in the greater Georgia area are getting ready for an event that is anticipated to be one of the most notable occurrences of the year. Concerts that are this large have a ripple effect, stimulating the local economy, generating temporary employment, and transforming a typical weekend into a festival that spans the entire state. It provides a brief insight into the most impressive qualities that music possesses: the ability to bring together different groups of people, the power to elevate one's mood, and the capacity to turn a typical evening into an extraordinary and memorable experience. As the date of the event gets closer, it becomes evident that it will not be a simple performance. This is a significant moment that will ultimately shape a certain period in the professional life of Luke Bryan. It is a celebration of Georgia, of music enthusiasts, of persistence, and of the everlasting might of returning to one's place of origin. This concert will serve as both a celebration and a monument to how far Bryan has come and how profoundly he still stays connected to where it all started. Those who are lucky enough to snag a spot inside Sanford Stadium will be able to experience something that goes beyond the typical concert. They will be able to witness a moment in the making of musical history. This is due to the fact that the moment that Luke Bryan steps out onto the stage, which is located on the soil of Georgia, and is enveloped by lights, music, memories, and the sound of thousands of people cheering, it will not just be a performance. It will be a return to his roots that is worthy of the legend that he has become.